Hey, Country Joe, and here at Quarters Acre, and we are in the kitchen, all things PA. And we're going to do a finishing of the maple syrup today. If you've tuned in, you want to see a little bit more than the shorts that I have and watch a little bit more of an explanation. So what we are at now is we have taken it from the Big Bayou burner, the Big Bayou Classic pot. We've ran it in there and kept adding and adding and adding more hot, warming it up on the stove and taking it out, pouring it in there. We kept pouring sap in there until we ended up with it started getting dark as we looked at it in the ladle. And what you're going to look for is, like I said, you're going to look for that temperature. It's going to hit in this area at about 217, 218. You want to start paying attention because you could lose it all in this process. You have to keep watching it boil. It's going to go from a rolling boil to where it's just going to turn to foam all across the top, and the foam is going to start rising up. That's exactly when you want to turn it off. You now have syrup. All the water has been evaporated out. It's now syrup, and if you run it any further, you chance making it into sugar or making it into candy, and all those little bubbles are basically turning, when they're popping, are turning sugar crystals that are going to settle down into your maple syrup. So at that time, turn it off, bring it inside, and we start doing the rest of my small scale. I have a colander here, old school colander that was from my late mother-in-law, God bless you, Mary Ann. And this was hers, and it was given to me, and I will put a reusable cheesecloth. It's the best way. Instead of buying them over and over again, you use a reusable cheesecloth that you can wash. Put it in there, pour the hot syrup from outside into the smaller pot up on the stove so we can work with it and we can pay a little bit more attention to what we're going to do next. Once we have it all strained out, which could take some time, don't worry about it. It's going to take some time. You might have to change out the cheesecloth and go to another cheesecloth. There's a lot of stuff in there that you're trying to get out to make that nice crystal clear maple syrup. So now we've had that, we are going to we're going to take this beautiful syrup and we're going to take it and we're going to boil it, not boil it, but run it till 190. We're going to put our thermometer in there and we're going to run it till it's 190 degrees. Once it's at 190 degrees, we're going to take our clean jars, clean hands, and we're going to ladle. I have a little funnel that I have here, and we're going to ladle in all these jars. Now, I suggest these little tiny ones I found are just great to give away at Christmas to maybe some couples to have a breakfast on you. Then we go up to this size. It's usually about my most popular size. And then I go up a little bit bigger for, say, a family or the farmer that gives me tags. Steve and his family down there, they have a family, and he gives me tags for PA hunting season and lets me hunt on his property. He gets the big jars for the family. So I have them all washed. I have my lids over here in hot water, ready to throw on there. Once I ladle it in there, I'm going to take my caps. I'm going to put them on there. I'm going to tighten the ring down pretty good and turn them upside down. Turning them upside down is basically heating up that lid even more and making sure that it's disinfected, I guess you would say. It's one of the most standard practices I've seen is running up to 190 degrees. I have seen some people water bath it, and I've seen people lose their hard-earned sap. And that's just so sad to have maybe only 2 or 3 jars that you're doing on a small scale, and you put them in your water bath, and all of a sudden they crack on you. Oh, then you got to start basically from scratch and try and boil all that water that you have in there and try and get the syrup again. So I have found this is a widely used standard practice in backyard maple sugaring. And you run it to 190, jar it, put it away, put it on a shelf. Once you've opened it up, put it in the freezer. But enjoy that great PA maple syrup. This is the time of season to do it. Make your own. Be proud of it. Give it away. Have somebody come over and you can let them try out your syrup that you made off of your property. Be a Country Joe. Stay positive. Any questions, give me a yell and I'll see if I can answer them.